Hello! I'm still setting up a few things, exporting some of the fixed textures and stuff, and then I'll be able to open up Unity and start posing the poster. But in the meantime, while I set up stuff, I can answer questions or talk to chat. So today, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing all of the posters besides the Celebrate one, because that one I already have a version made, but I kind of want to work on the main stage a bit more, and then make sure that's in the poster. So I don't want to do that now. But we're going to have posters of Fixed Foxy, and then Bonnie, Freddy, and Chica, and they have clean versions of all of their models, because they're kind of grimy. Logbook Chica, Toy Chica. Since Molten Freddy would be the MCI here. That could be cool. Are you going with the, like, I see no reason, yeah. Did you use R3 Music Box for Freddy's Music Box? Let me double check. I got them from YouTube. So let me try to pull up. Yeah, I think it was. I just looked up the channel, and yeah. I might use different ones for the final thing, and I'm gonna make sure I credit them properly this time as well. That's my opinion on other FNAF fan games. I like them. I don't know. There's a lot to have a general opinion on. But... Oh, sorry. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I did use, sorry, it's hard to keep track. But yeah, I think Toy Chica is good. Are you going with the what's it called? The like fan theory that the toy animatronics are not being controlled by ghosts and are just like malfunctioning facial recognition stuff? Because I think that works good as having another thing for the MCI. So then it's not like another ghost that gets separated or whatever. been so long since I textured the name Freddy Chica and Bonnie that I'm like forgetting my layer organization. Okay, I think I've got everyone. Okay. Do I plan on changing Golden Freddy's mechanic and Shadow Bonnie's mechanic? Kinda. I don't have an idea for how I would change them, but I'm not 100% happy with how either of them are implemented now. So I'm gonna try to see, once I finish the baseline night gameplay, and make sure that works well, and see how I can fit them into it to kind of cooperate with everything. But there might not be too much change. It could be cool to have Golden Freddy do something on cameras as well. And I'm kind of not happy with Shadow Bonnie in general, and I almost thought about just writing him out completely, because he doesn't really have much importance later on, but I don't think I'll do that. Okie dokie. Alrighty, here's Unity. How's it going? Good. Christmas was fun. Oh yeah, and I've got, since I want to make it, I'm gonna have a... Okay, that might be like too much to give away for Rewritten Theory, but there's gonna be like a chance to see behind the scenes pictures from the FNAF 1 location. So I set up this whole scene to be the parts and service room pretty much before the restaurant opened. And this is like them actually in universe taking the pictures to use for the posters. So there might be, so I'm gonna take a few screenshots of them just actually here in the room. That's why there's the whole room around here. Do I use Scott's mod? No, for FNAF, for the released version of FNAF Rewritten, both of them use right now help wanted models that are edited, but the ones that are on stream here and that are going to be in the update are completely made by scratch by me. I had the help wanted models as a reference next to them, so then like I can like check the silhouettes and stuff to make sure they were matching, but like the topology is different and stuff. It's completely original model instead of just editing theirs. Thank you. Okay. Let's setting up the camera. Can I move that? Yeah, I can. You guys can see it better. What's going on with the eyebrows? Oh, they're floating. This is just in their default state. Their eyebrows are a bit far away from their head, which was just for when I was texturing them to make that easier. But we're gonna put them back once I start posing him. Completely off topic, but how is progress on FNAF Written 3 going? Pretty much completely stopped right now because of the overhaul updates I'm doing on both 1 and 2. Because I'd rather have the first 2 games be of like quality that I'm happy with before moving on. And then once I'm done with those, I'm going right back to working on FNAF 3. And in terms of like how far I got before I stopped working, the night-to-night gameplay was pretty much done. Like you could play a night of FNAF 3 Rewritten, and it would work like how it would in the final game. It's just the phone calls weren't recorded, and not all of them were written as well. And not all of the minigames were finished, and there was a cutscene I hadn't finished animating, and then there's a lot I want to do with because it's like takes place in 2023 and you have a computer, you can actually Google stuff. And so I made a few web pages and stuff that you can find lore in, and I haven't finished all of those either. Because I have my kind of like pacing for the series is that the first 3 games are like part 1 of the story, and the second 3 games are part 2. And so 3 is kind of like the halfway point, or like finale of part 1. So it's bigger, like significantly bigger in scale than 1 and 2. And then 4 and 5 are going to be smaller games compared to that. And then it'll be bigger for FNAF 6. So it's going to be a little while still before, especially since when I go back to FNAF 3, I'm going to be remaking the assets that I borrowed for that one as well. So like I'll be making my own Springtrap and redoing all of the props, but most of them are reused from FNAF 1 Rewritten and 2 Rewritten anyway, so I just have to reuse the new ones. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put this guy on. For the posters, I like to cheat with lighting using layers. So the background will be lit like this. And then I'm gonna give him his own lighting that only affects him. Yeah, so we're gonna work on that. Maybe one of these can affect him. Not that one. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna make it a bit more white. And, that its depth that it doesn't like. Normal. How I weight paint the hands. Can never do it perfectly. Like, is it something wrong with my animatronics hand? I'm not sure. My weight painting, I just have the automatic, and like in Blender, and then and it ends up working fine for my model. Which actually, talking about the hands reminded me, for him I have to make his a bit bigger. Let's make it 1, 2. Oh. And that sends it all the way back. Whatever. But let's see how this ended up. I forgot if this came out good. So does Unity have a mode that you can make the bones visible? I don't think so. But they're pretty okay for mine. Just a bit weird there. But they don't bend too much down there anyway. But if it's like try new topology, The hands fingers moved too far, they became smaller for some reason. Oh, that might so for the whole model, because his hands are the only thing that deform, also his legs, all of the bones everywhere else have deform turned off in Blender. So like there's like a setting on the bone that you can make it so it doesn't deform. So none of the other bones affect weight painting. Because these don't need to deform, I just have them attached to the bone, right? So when you move your, so like sometimes if it all is deformed with automatic, like moving this, oh, not from the center, from the pivot, moving this can like warp these as well because they have like slight weight from other bones. So making sure the ones that can't deform it have deform turned off is good. And then if not, when you weight paint, check for every bone in the body. Two questions. One, is this meant to be a skin? Two, will we ever see what humans look like? Some humans we will, and this skin, this is just for posters. So like around the restaurant, Foxy will be fixed so he's not like broken on posters, because that wouldn't make sense. And for humans, my friend, one of my close friends, has offered to draw a lot of 2D art for the game, which has been awesome, and which actually is going to lead me into my next question about the missing children posters. So eventually, like in FNAF 4, there's going to be there might be family photos and stuff that have like drawn representations of the Afton family, and stuff like that. So that's probably not necessarily in models though, because I'm not good at character modeling. And then for the missing children posters, all of the posters in the first game are not going to be reused, because they were made with like an AI website. Because I was like, oh, it'll be cool. I don't have to use real pictures. I can make them look real, but I don't want to. It's kind of rude to artists to use AI stuff right now. So my good friend is redrawing all of them. He offered to do that, so that's awesome. And they look really good so far. They're all done. I'm not sure if he's cool with me showing them yet, so I don't want to show anything. But yeah, he drew all. He did illustrations for all 5 of the missing kid posters, and that's going to be in the first game, and they look really good. Okay, I've just been like, okay, let's his eyebrows are in place. Do his pose first, and then we'll work on the lighting more later. If you get to do everyone you want, what FNAF games do you want to get to make? Like which, if I am able to do every remake, which remake am I most excited for? FNAF 6 probably. And like specifically because of the way I wanted to follow up with my sister location rewrite, and I really want to make the tycoon aspect work better with the knights. I really like the whole like vibe that FNAF 6 has. I think like I don't know why it's like the kind of tycoon portions feel very calm before the storm, like, and I really like the tone it sets up going into the night portions, and I think like all of it as the like conclusion to the series, and like if you've noticed, all of the rewritten games have like one important character that each of them introduce. Can I select your hand, please? Where is his hand? Here it is. Why is it? Okay, whatever. I'm good at 3D modeling. But yeah, so I like the idea of it like in FNAF 1. Actually, that's just straight up spoilers if I talk about it too much. But every game introduces a character uh, that will come back in FNAF 6. So I'm excited for that. And there's uh, some stuff like some things people probably aren't expecting in my rewrite that I'm happy to show, that I'm excited to see reactions to. I haven't played Help Wanted 2 yet, but I've seen a lot of videos of it. Um, I don't think I really have time for that right now with school and everything. Um, but it seems like a really good VR game. And I like all of the Seoul really upped their modeling and texturing. Which animatronic designs are my favorite? Like, as in, like, generation of animatronic, like, Withered Toy, blah, blah, blah. I think the FNAF 1 animatronics are my favorite. They're, like, just charming enough where, like, they work as children entertainment. But with the right lighting, they can be genuinely unnerving. Where I feel like with a lot of the other designs, it's one or the other, or just bad looking, you know? Will we still see the fun times and scraps? Yes. Fun times. I've talked about this a bit before in other streams, but they're not going to be like metal or plastic. They're going to be like fabric and rubber and stuff, like more traditional 80s animatronics. But they will still appear. They're just going to have a very different, like they're just completely different designs compared to the rest of the series, where everything else is more faithful. They're kind of just complete, unrecognizable almost. Favorite FNAF protagonist? Um, it's kind of hard, given that I think for a good, that's 4 out of the 6 games, it's just the same person, right, as Mike. And then like in FNAF 4 he plays his younger brother, and 2 it's Jeremy. And neither of them have much character development, so I guess Mike. I actually haven't been paying attention to the lore, like, at all. Um, I have, like, a very, like, peripheral vision understanding of what's going on right now. And I think it's fun. I think I'd prefer it to go differently, obviously. But I don't think it's super bad. Yeah, I do really like the Wizards, and I'm super excited to model them. I'm planning on giving them more clothes as well, kind of like his pants here and stuff. You plan on adding new Easter eggs to Rewritten 1 and 2? Yes! I'm not going to elaborate, because they're Easter eggs. Y'all need to find them. Okay. Assuming I'm going to... Maybe I should have him turn this way. I'm like spending too much time answering questions. I'm like not putting any thought into all the random rotations I'm making to him. Don't buy that Michael Afton is the guy in the first 2 games? Or first 3 games? I don't think he's the protagonist in the second. I think that's very clearly Jeremy, especially since he dies. That's what the whole Bite of 87 is. But I see the theory of him coming back on Custom Night, because it's like a different guard name, and mentions the tampering and odor and all that. And obviously I don't think Scott intended for Michael Afton to even be a character when he came up with Mike Schmidt Room. Okay, hold on, give me a sec. I don't know if you could hear it over my mic, but my dog is screaming to be let out of my room. So I'm gonna go do that really quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. But I do think, with the current story, or at least maybe at some point, that they're definitely at some point. I'm not sure if it still is now because I haven't been keeping up, but there was that Mike definitely was intended to be at least the first game's security guard because of how the logbook and stuff sets it up. I think that works well. And also, about the Unwithereds, yes, I'm going to, in FNAF 3, you're going to see, like, training logs and stuff from that location that will show their suits and stuff, and, so you'll see them there, and now she's screaming to be let back into my room. What the heck? Okay, I'm just gonna leave her out there, and hopefully she'll stop. And then, in FNAF 4... Oh my gosh, she is screaming so loud. My dog, like, screams like a human, it's horrifying. I don't know if you guys can hear it on the mic. And then in FNAF 4, because of the slight changes they've made to the timeline, there's gonna be a bit of that location as well. And she is still screaming. Please. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna ignore her. And hopefully it stops. Oh no. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna maybe she wants food. I'm gonna go see if there's anyone else in the house to do that. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I think she'll leave us alone for now. Give her some food. Also, I was going back and reading some of the chat messages I missed, and like, you're so brave for for going for realism without a texturing program. That's really hard. But yeah, Substance Painter is expensive. I got it as a Christmas present a few years back, and that was like one of the best things I ever got. Um, but if you're ever gonna like invest in the Adobe Cloud, it's included in that. But that's also a lot. And then have him looking at the camera. Adobe does suck, but it's also gives you a lot of good stuff that's treated poorly by a sucky company, and they're raising the price of Substance Designer, which sucks. I'm very lucky that the school I'm going to gives us the Adobe Cloud for free. Yeah, it can be. It just takes a lot of work and it doesn't have the uh, as advanced of a like smart material system. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this, and then let's see what I can do with lighting. I'm gonna like do split screen here. That'll be awesome. It's lagging. Awesome. I'll just have it be a bit pixelated because I'm just looking for the lighting. That's better. Is Mike Schmidt gonna be the name in the check along with year? Will it be replaced with Michael Afton or Mike Afton? I think I'm still gonna go with Mike Schmidt. In mine, there's not as much of a reason for him to change his name, but I think it's still valid given in the story at this point. He does not want to be associated with his dad, even if he's not trying to hide his identity, you know? So I think I'm still going to go with Schmidt, or even if it's not super important to the story, it still works as a reference that's in character for what he's like at the time. And Five Nights at Freddy's 4 will still have the bite of 83. Is there going to be a Fredbear Spring Bonnie? Yes. I already have both of their pretty much unwithered models done. They're just both, they don't have endoskeletons. I just modeled their springlock suits. So that to use as Golden Freddy for FNAF 1 Rewritten. And I kind of don't want to show his design yet. I want that to be a surprise for when the update comes out. And my dog is back at my door, but I think if I let her in, she'll just shut up. Okay, I'm back. Dog, hopefully, is not going to bug us anymore. This is coming along good. Oh, let's not mess with that. I think this works good for Foxy's render. This fits Foxy more than just pants. I agree. I just felt like it was a lot of work for what is ultimately only going to be used for posters around the pizzeria. So I'm going to adjust all these lights so they don't cause these weird issues here. Yeah, I might make Withered Foxy's unwithered version, more like Captain Foxy. But yeah, he's just got pants here. Put all this stuff into here. And turn him off. We're going to move to the next person. Just going to grab him from out here. Where's Freddy? What? What did I do with Freddy? Oh, he's here. He's just hidden. I guess we'll do him next, because he's already here. So yeah, the withered versions have their own designs. They're going to be a bit more clothed because of the era they come from. I also prefer cycles, but I don't do a whole lot of rendering because of just being for like game creation generally. Live rendered stuff is more so. So like this is in Unity, right? So I don't do a lot of still rendering. I'm gonna give him his high poly version, which, where is that? There we go. Much smoother. what inspired me to start making the remastered games of the original? Well, first I had planned out the story of FNAF Rewritten around when Security Breach came out, just because I wasn't a huge fan of how the current story was. Um, and then where's Freddie Jingle plays in the background? That would, that would actually be a really funny bit. I should do that at some point. Like make like a built-in stream thing. That'd be really funny actually. um what was I saying? Now I got distracted. Oh yeah. So when Security Breach came out, I made like a like a outline of of how I would have done the FNAF story. And then when Juniors came out, I was like, oh man, I really want to make FNAF models. Um, and then then I made the Withered models, like the steel wool edits that are in the current version of FNAF 2 Rewritten, uh, to kind of get at what I was wanting to do. Sorry if you see the like mesh pop up with my horrible naming conventions. Um, and Cube 23. There we go. And I'm assuming this is. Alrighty. And then I was like, you know what, that was kind of easy. And then I like put them in Unity for like posing and stuff. And like I looked up some tutorials and I was like, making a full like point and click style FNAF fan game wouldn't be too hard. And then I kind of just did it, and I was like, that was cool. And then that's like I just so I made the baseline of FNAF 2 Rewritten first, like an unfinished version, and then I was like, maybe I could use the whole like rewritten outline I had done and make all of that into games. So then I stopped working on FNAF 2 and went back to FNAF 1, made that, continued to work on FNAF 2, and then a bunch of YouTubers played it, and now I'm trying to make it an actual good project. Okay, he's got his high poly versions now. He looks traumatized. Oh, also need to give him his clean model. Doesn't make sense for him to be covered in dirt with handprints in the timeline now. My FNAF renders awful. Click Team Engine, Click Team, Click Team Fusion is horrific game engine to use, I've heard. Oh, this light probably doesn't have. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, let's pose him. Oh yeah, I want to give him a different curtain color. Here we go. Oh, gave it to his arm. And an Easter egg of one of the animatronics throwing it back. I already have in the current build of FNAF 3 Rewritten. There there is a whole in a wall, and if you look through it, you can see uh, both Springtrap and Withered Foxy twerking. I had made it as like a joke with my friends, and it's still there. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's still there when the game releases. So that one epic monkey who games, your wish has already been granted. No, you have to wait. You have to wait 70 years for the game to actually come out, and then you can see. If I have time, I'll show y'all how far I got with Rewritten 3 at the end of the stream, and then I can walk over to the Foxy throwing it back Easter egg. If you were to recommend someone a free game software, what would you recommend? Um, it depends what you want to do. For 2D games, I've heard like right now Game Maker is like the best for that. Um, but Godot is doing like yeah, Ivan Godot. But yeah, Godot is really doing good right now, and in the areas that it's weak at, I think it's just a matter of time until it improves because of its open source and like crowd-funded nature. It's like Blender, where like in the past it was like a good alternative, but like still weak in some parts, and now it's kind of just like the best because of how its community is, and it's not being run by a company, you know. Um, so Godot is really good, and if it's not good for your project now, it will be in the future. Ready. Yeah, Game Maker. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh no, it actually is free for non-commercial use now. So if you're making a fan game, Game Maker should be free for you, which is awesome. That was like a recent thing. I remember seeing Pirate Software post about that. I like both 1 to 6 and 1 to 4, but I think I rather have 1 to 4 just because of sister location. But also, if you keep it at 1 to 4, I think that makes the Dream Theory canon, which also isn't, which also isn't the best. Um, I know I do not want Blender cannot get sold to Adobe, please. Yeah, that's what happened to Substance. Like, it's a miracle it's still on Steam. Yeah, like when Adobe, like Adobe likes buying and killing things. Like they had acquired Fuse, like that human modeling software that like everyone uses for SFMs and like Secret Lab uses for their models, and Adobe bought it and deleted it. Like you cannot install it anymore. It's really dumb. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I think the guys at Blender know what they're doing. I trust him. Oh, I can make him wave. That'll be fun. Oh, his hands are still dirty. There we go. But does Adobe even exist? I don't know. And like, it kind of sucks because the softwares they own are really good and are like also like industry standard as well. So if you're like working at a company, it's often required that you learn to use them and stuff, and they're really powerful and good and all that. Um, and they want to steal your money in every way possible. What are the things you don't like about Sister Location, and how would you change it? Um, a lot of things I don't like about Sister Location, I like. I still like, but it's just that I feel like it doesn't work well with the rest of the series before. Um, yeah, Blender is an open source software, not a company. So they're and it's free. So I don't think they're making a whole lot of money right now. It's all based off of donations. Um, but I think the people behind it, um, at least if they're not making money, I don't think their morals, like they're not the type of people to sell it. Um, but yeah, so like the main things that like made Sister Location stick out from the rest of the series for me is like one, obviously the design of the animatronics, which I really do like the Sister Location designs, especially like seeing them move and stuff in Help Wanted 2. Um, they just feel so out of place, especially with the like different theories for where it is in the timeline. Um, so that's a big thing I'm changing. Is just their designs in general, and then also the scooper. Like I do like its like whole narrative thing being like, oh, the whole game you've been getting stuffed into animatronics, and now an animatronic is getting stuffed into you. I think that's cool, but it's done like in like such a comedic way, and it's not presented in a comedic way. Like it's like comedic, not intentionally comedic, right? Um, and also the implication that Mike is going around picking up night shifts as a rotting corpse is a little silly. That's my also it uh making it canon that like FNAF 4 is like either illusion discs or nightmare gas or whatever the books say it is now. It kind of like created a tether between the books and the games, um, that led to a lot of weird theories. Um, yeah. Okay. How does this fit in? It's gonna be a wide poster. Yeah, I turn his body a bit more. I'll do his whole body. It's a little weird. Casual bunga. Hooray. Looks like he's scratching his head. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, this is Unity. Also, sorry for it taking a long time for responses. Not only am I not looking at chat a bunch, but also uh, there's a really bad delay that I don't know how to improve. So, but yeah, I use Unity for this, and going forward, when I start like for 4, 5, and 6, I might use another engine. I'm gonna play around in both Unreal and Godot. Um, Unreal might be better just because of at the time in school, I'll also be learning how to do graphic stuff for that. So I might do that to uh, line up with what I'm doing for school. Um, but I don't think I'm gonna keep using Unity unless it's to save time to like avoid, uh, like so that I don't have to spend the time to learn something new. If I'm like, oh, I'm gonna end up doing that next month, I'm just gonna stick to Unity so I can finish the game or whatever. But like chances are for everything after FNAF 3 is going to be in a different engine. Okay. Time to play around with his lighting. Yeah, questions are good, and also gives me something to talk about so the stream isn't boring. And also, feel free to ask Ivan specifically questions about game development as well. He is really good at programming and like specifically game design instead of like how I do. My main focus is game art, like the modeling and stuff. Um, where Ivan uh, knows more about like what goes into making a well-designed level and how like to design stuff around how players react to things like actually like if like actually designing gameplay and puzzles um, and stuff like that. So he has more experience with that than I do and is better at it. So how did I learn to code? I ended up my parents wanted to buy a summer class for me at like a college nearby. So I ended up taking that, and it was a good starting point. Definitely overpriced for what I learned, um, but you can find a lot on YouTube. A big thing is like with tutorials. Don't treat tutorials as like, oh, I found this new tutorial. I'm going to follow it one by one to learn what it has in it. That'll usually result in you not like actually learning anything from it. Um, Try to be like, okay, like start a small scale project and be like, for my project, I need a player that is able to walk in all directions, use the camera to look, and pick up things like Gary's mod. And then try to look up those specific things or like find a bigger tutorial that has that one thing in it and pick that out. And that'll help with learning more. That's what I've been doing since that class and what I've seen other people recommend. Some lines of the animatronics speaking because they're animatronics have voices. No, I'm not annoyed with I'm not annoyed with questions. Don't worry. Um, but for if they do talk, like I do want a part where they perform, um, and uh, chances are I'm just going to use the audio for forever and ever and ever, like I have in the credits of the game right now, as their performance. Um, but in the future, as the fan game gets more popular, I think having voice actors would be really cool. Um, Especially since for Sister Location, I still want there to be more voice acting in that than other games, as just kind of like a almost like a canon event for just FNAF games. By the fifth game, there has to be more voice acting. um, will there be mini games for backstory? Not in FNAF 1 Rewritten. But in FNAF 2, there will be, and I'm gonna try to make them look and work better than they do now. They're kind of bad. Alright, I think this works good for Freddy's poster. Okay. In the FNAF Rewritten story, when does the Follow Me minigames take place? Um, without going too much detail on like how the minigames are shown and stuff, um, in FNAF Rewritten, they take place after FNAF 1 and before FNAF 3, um, and closer to the end of FNAF 1 than the beginning of FNAF 3. I think the whole like uh like it's set up as a sequel with the Wizards and the new ones, but then it's actually a prequel was kind of a cool twist. Um, and I think that's like a purposeful thing he was doing. And then other than that, I think like having the location and all that work as a prequel to FNAF 1 was a bit weird. But I do kind of like how it fits in with everything in the end. Like I feel like the toys um, are a bit too advanced to come before FNAF 1. Okay, I think Freddy's good. Okay, and I'm gonna make an additional Freddy one to have multiple posters of him. He's the main guy. I kind of want one of him just staring at the camera head on. In your opinion, when does take so the puppet's death? Um, in my opinion, in current FNAF, I actually forgot what I like when I last like really cared about current lore, what I thought it was. But in rewritten, um, it's one of the. Actually, I'm not gonna say that. You'll be able to figure it out. Like, I'm like real every time I look back at like the streams I do, I'm like, I gotta stop just like saying things that I'm planning on revealing in later games. Like it's just spoilers. But you'll see. Yeah, that's pretty close to where I have it as well. FNAF 1 app icon. Oops. Okay, that'll be his head on. Make him more centered. Or that messes up the lighting. Whatever. Okay, let's get Bonnie in here. I did not duplicate him. That's okay. I'm unsure if I can. I'm trying to model some Freddy thingy, and I'm unsure if I can put it in a game engine with textures that use nodes. Huh. Unless you can export the final thing as an image. Probably not, unfortunately. But I would imagine there's a way, or like if you're using Blender, I think you can bake nodes, and then it like turns it into an image, and then that image can be used. Bonnie's all cleaned up. Give him his high poly head. And his high poly jaw. And I'll do it his ears as well. Just by a free texture thing. Crashing on me. Where is cube 28? What? Am I blind? Probably. Why can't I find it? It's gone. It's not here. Actually, where is it? What? High poly Bonnie does not have a lower ear. What? It should be cube 28. He does not have a cube 28. What? Where is your cube 28, Bonnie? That's not it. Maybe if I just reverse the, that works. Just gotta put the endo on later. Oopsie. Oh, this one's extra now. There we go. Nice. Did it again. I'll just fix that after. Is this gonna... Nope, that works. Okay. Should've done that this one. Oopsie. Whatever. There we go. Whoa, this, like, the way the color is with the harsh lighting and the shadows, this just, like, looks like a Scott render. It's kind of weird. It's, like, especially with the color and unnecessary uh, grittiness of the texture behind him. This really feels like a Scott Cawthon. Okay, before I continue with Bonnie, I'm going to use the restroom. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Oh, forgot to open the door. Okay. For FNAF Rewritten, do you plan on removing the vivid animatronics moaning in the office? No. I one, like it, and two, it's important to the lore, so I'm keeping it. Oh, why is that not connected? There we go. This is gonna be hard, finding a good way to get his ears to be in frame. I can probably move him down more, but if I like really have him lean back and then like that's yeah, I think I'll just have him squat. Just for fun. Is that good? Yeah. I'll pose his legs. The carrot guitar. Yeah, I really like the carrot guitar. And it's kind of like how Jasper and the Chuck E. Cheese band has the cheese one. I like the... I think it's silly having the stuff based on food. And it works because he's a rabbit. Rabbits love carrots. When I get around to doing the the rest of the promo art and like posters around the pizzeria, like less of like I guess art, but like the signage and stuff, I think it'd be funny to have or not funny, but nice to have like in universe to have Bonnie to kind of be like the healthy food advocate while Chica's like pizza and dessert. And Bonnie's like check out the salad bar as he's holding his big carrot guitar. I think that'd be silly. Whatever, he's like leaning. That'll be fine. Just spent a ton of time posing his legs and it's not even gonna be seen. Whatever, it was fun. Oh, Blender takes forever to pick notes. Have you shown Chica yet? I have. And, which, like, her parts are around here. But she's also just right over here. So I'm going to be doing her posters too. This is FNAF Rewritten Chica. The cupcake. It'd be silly to make a separate poster for the cupcake as well. What does Freddy look like? We just finished up his posters if you want to rewind to see me working on him, but if I turn off Bonnie here, I can turn him back on. Here's FNAF Rewritten Freddy. He's got gloves and buttons. And a fancier microphone. I'm gonna have Bonnie hold his guitar a bit more in frame. Kind of show it off. Like making them feel more like characters in universe. Move your thumb behind. This looks awkward. I don't know why having the pinky up feels better. Looks like freakishly wrong. Resort to cracking Substance Painter. I mean, I don't think if you know how to do it safely, you know. I'm not supporting crime in my streams, but Adobe has a lot of money. I'm sure they will not miss your purchase. Why does this look so bad? I'm not good with hands, guys. Maybe move his arm back a bit more. And it might be maybe when at some point I can release the modified smart materials I used for Substance for these guys, like the ones I made. That could be cool for people to use. Okay, looks a bit weird, but whatever. Yeah. Bonnie, Freddy, Chica, and Foxy. Okay, I think I'm happy with this pose for him. Start working on his lighting. This light's hitting the guitar really hard. Can't really turn it down because it affects everyone else as well. What if just Bonnie doesn't have it? Just give him an extra light to fake. Or no, he needs it. I want a shadow there. Whatever, I'll just have a bright guitar. Okay, I think this is it for Bonnie. Yeah. A cool screenshot. Turn off that. gizmos really quick. Okay. Let's put him in his little box here. Am I sure I'm not Scott Cawthon in disguise? I'm pretty confident. There's a couple of things that are different about us. Oh, what? Or no, that just turns off the lighting. I was like, why does everything disappear? But no, it's just in darkness now. Okay. Let's bring in Chica. Something Scott would say. I don't know, I think my my bad phone guy recordings are proof. I'm gonna make a quick game jolt post. My dog can hear that my family just got home downstairs and she's gonna start screaming again. There she goes. Okay. I'm gonna let her out of the room. I'll be back. She's free. Chica, or let's replace her model. That's kind of good enough. This one. Do I have an actual high poly version of this? Or is it the same? No, it's the same. And I don't have the high poly of the cupcake imported. I'll just have to do that later. He'll be low poly for now, but in the final render he won't be. I kind of like Chica not being superposed like everyone else. Just kind of in the default with her mouth open. I think that fits. I like how she's always kind of in this awkward stance. Yeah, I think that might be good for her pose. Oh, let me get the. I forgot to give her the clean materials. Oops. Please just accept it. There we go. And now my dog is yelling to get back in. Oh my gosh. Maybe if I'm quiet, she'll go away. She'll forget I exist. Shoulder pads down. Now let's do the lighting. Oh my gosh. He's trying so hard to get in. Okay, I'm just gonna let her back in. I'll be back. Useless cooking in the game kills more than literally. It's not too different in Rewritten. Make it look more like she's holding the plate. Awesome, I think we're done with Chica. That was like the fastest one. And that's all of them. I'm gonna do a bonus. That my friend wanted me to make. A duplicate of Foxy. And I have him, oops, I have him do like hand hearts with his hook. am I gonna do this? This isn't super. Let's see if I'm able to turn it into. Oh, it might work. Cheat a little bit, move it. Okay, I think I could do this. I'm just gonna move it a bit closer after. His thumb is this one. It's gonna be weird. Okay. His fingers are not long enough. This isn't gonna work. I need Foxy to do hand heart. Okay. I think the hook's gonna kind of carry. If I like, no, keep the X in that. Detach his arm. Now he's so full of love. Wow. His thumb is so freakishly deformed. There we go. Foxy making heart. This is awesome. Nice job. Foxy says love yourself. It's bright. This light is just too bright. Just readjust Freddy's. This is awesome. Bring his purple curtains back. Freddy's only normal one. Bunch of silly fellas. Okay, we've got hand heart Foxy. I think that's gonna be it for this stream. Or wait, that's right. I said I'd show something. I do have some time. So first, while we're here, where do I have it saved? I'll show you guys Spring Bonnie, or at least his head. Just do this, but get the lighting on him to be not as harsh. There we go, and let's get the proper materials on him. The yellow rabbit. Why are his teeth individual? Whatever. But yeah, so this is like the unwithered Spring Bonnie design, and it's cool. In the back, he's actually got spring locks, and these go along his whole body. He's got like the mascot costume netting and stuff, and these little things that Springtrap had. Yeah, yellow rabbit, and I'll show you guys a little bit of Rewritten 3, what I had done so far before stopping work on it. Last opened 2 months ago. Yeah, I'm gonna try to animate a Springlock scene, like an actual cutscene in mind, instead of having it for an 8-bit minigame. But that's hard. And if I can't figure out a good way to do it, that won't take a ton of time. I probably won't. Okay, I forgot how much of the game is turned on by default. If I press play, it should just stick us into a normal night of Rewritten 3. Shake him around. Shake him violently. Okay. So what I'm about to show is what Rewritten 3, Missing Children, FNAF 3 Rewritten, whatever, looked like before I stopped working on it to work on the overhauls 2 months ago. So this was it in its current condition. And I'll press play and hope it works how I remembered. Alrighty. Welcome to Rewritten 3 as of 2 months ago. The book is an item that you can pull out. It is so laggy. I'll take this. And this is the old, with all the old models still, but Fazbear Frights. And there's the old Springtrap model. Oh, it is so laggy, and I'm already getting an error. I gotta run to the office. I'll grab one of this. It is a ventilation error. Oh my gosh, I gotta go fast. And Springtrap's holy shit. This is bad. How high do I have the difficulty cranked? I'm getting office errors before I even get into my office. Oh my gosh. Turn down volume a little bit for you guys. That was scary. Oh boy. I think I have the difficulty really high for some reason. Okay. I can hear the audio cues I have for Springtrap moving. Oh my god. Oh my god. How high do I have the difficulty? Let me artificially turn them down. If I can remember how any of this worked. Reboot controller. What's the difficulty right now? Difficulty is 6. That's not even a lot. Let's put it to 3. And hopefully it'll all calm down. Oh my gosh, my dog again. Okay. I'm just gonna. Oh my gosh. So much is happening. Springtrap's moving somewhere. My dog is screaming. This is awesome. Anyway. I've shown enough. I'm gonna end stream. Goodbye, everybody. I gotta go anyway. Yeah, my skinwalker dog. Okay, turning off my mic. Goodbye. Thank you for coming to the stream, everybody. The 3 people who remain.